Yo, what's up my dudes? My name is Storm Rose, and on this channel I put what's in here, out there. And today, I'm giving you a little story time about the luck I've had this past week. This past week, I have had plenty happen to me that I can definitely use as a little story time, I guess. Monsters outside my window. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how this senior year is going to be going, and I'm not really doing very good at that either. So I just need something to kick me into gear, and I really think there must be something happening astrologically up there in the cosmos that is throwing me off my whack. Like, everybody's been talking about like all of the retrogrades and how they're supposed to be throwing everything off, and they're just now getting finished. And now that everything's like stationing forward, is that what it's called? I think I'm all out of whack. Like, I was doing better when things were going backwards. I don't know. Maybe I'm just messed up. I don't know. But I am struggling this week. I have had the worst luck this week. So there's a thing in my family, the Matthews family. My last name is Matthews. My name is Storm Rose Matthews. Storm Rose is my actual name, in case you didn't know. I didn't make it up. It's on my birth certificate. The middle name Rose has gone through my family matriarchal side for generations. And then the Storm, I was named after X-Men. Pretty cool, you know, I'm pretty nerdy. But yeah, so that's my actual name. I promise I'm not faking, and I'm not just doing it for the aesthetic. It's my actual name. So there's that. But Matthews is my last name, and there's a thing amongst us Matthews that we have terrible luck. Literally the worst luck that there ever has been exists in the Matthews family. And I swear there must have been like a great uncle or grandpa, or maybe a grandma or aunt, but I feel like they wouldn't have been stupid enough. You know, like the girls in the Matthews family are so, like, a little bit superstitious, I think. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But he must have like owned a mirror shop or went to a mirror shop and just had a blast breaking everything in there. And then he walked underneath every ladder and he saw every black cat. And he never threw the salt over his shoulder like he was supposed to. And then he had so much bad luck racked up that it gets sent down the lines of the Matthews family, and we all are just cursed with horrible luck. And this week has been the most horrible, terrible, no good, very bad week. That was really bad. Monday wasn't that bad. It was Labor Day. I don't remember what I did. I don't think I went out. That was like the last day of the fair. I don't think I went out though. I don't know. I know someday, this past couple days, I went out to the fair to bring my sister some shoes. And I had the hardest time. I got sucked into the fairgrounds. They actually like directed me to go park when I was just trying to drop something off. I had to go into the thing. I had to go park over in the grass where they're like leading you there, so you can't just like not. And I was so like too awkward to be like, oh, I was just coming here to drop off something. So I just did it, and they parked us so close together, and then I couldn't get out of the parking lot. Got so stressed out, thought I was going to end up like breaking down in the middle of the fairgrounds. But thankfully the guy next to me saw how bad I was struggling and like directed me how to get out so that I didn't hit his car or the truck that had this stupid thing to put your like trailers on. I was so worried about hitting that because I was like, if I hit this, then I won't hit this car, but if I hit this car, then I won't hit that. And I don't know how to get through knowing that I'm not going to hit either of them, because I couldn't see well enough to see if I was close to. I'm not very good with like depth perception or like spatial awareness things, and I was not doing well. Anyways, when I'm sure that my bad luck really started was Tuesday. So I suppose I should start in the morning. We got a text, or my dad got a text from the orthodontist saying that the appointment to actually get the wires into my brackets was also for the same day that I was meant to be getting my teeth removed, but it was actually before I was getting my teeth removed, and I had to get my teeth removed before I could get the wires on. So we didn't realize that they were scheduled on the same day because the dentist that removes my teeth was scheduled out so far that we had to schedule the tooth removal date then, and then we didn't realize that we'd already scheduled the wire date the same day, assuming that we'd be able to get my teeth out between that time. We were not able to do that, whatever, blah blah. We had to cancel the orthodontist appointment, and the orthodontist is a different story, I suppose. Maybe I shouldn't say anything about that right now, but Tuesday, I had 4 teeth removed. I got all of my, I'm pretty sure they're called the bicuspids, taken out because my teeth are whack. They're so crowded. There was not enough room, and my canines, pretty sure what they call the pointy teeth, my fangs is what I always call them, are not where they belong. Like the one up here and the one down here are both like in front of the other teeth and crooked to the side, so like they're literally not even pointing to where they would need to be to like actually do any good. And so they're, trying to pull those back, because like removing those would be weird if you didn't have any of your pointy teeth. I would be like a brontosaurus or whatever, with just like gnawing teeth. Not good. So they removed the teeth behind those to try and pull these back into place and to make enough room for the rest of my mouth. My wisdom teeth are also coming in, which is like causing even more issues. I'll probably have to get those removed too. Life's great. Anyway, and that went pretty smoothly, actually. Like, they came out really not that bad. Like, even she seemed pretty surprised at how easily they came out, which my part of the Matthews family genes as well is bad dental. The boys, mostly the men, have more issues with teeth than the women that I know of. But it got to me. Maybe it's just the oldest has the most issues with teeth. I don't know. Bad teeth. Runs in my family. Anyways, so I went to get these teeth removed, blah, blah, blah. They came out super easy, probably because they weren't in there very good in the first place, because I have bad teeth. Whatever. My teeth are so close together that the brackets that they put on, the one all the way over here, closest to the one that got removed, one of my fangs on the bottom that actually was like in the right spot, it's just a little twisted. The bracket was so close to the other tooth that it popped off while we were there. We thought we lost it, but the chick found it and put it in a little box for me so I can have the orthodontist put it back on next time I go. But so that's one thing that happened. I had to get shots, obviously, to numb my mouth, which I hate them, especially the ones in the roof of your mouth. So I asked if I could get gas so I wouldn't be, freaking out. And they were going to do it, but then the actual dentist comes in. She goes, by the way, it's probably really not a great idea to do gas because the mask goes like this, right? And you still have it on while we're operating. I said, yeah. She goes, well, 2 of the teeth we're removing are right here, and the mask would be on that, and I wouldn't have good access to it. So, it's like pretty much we have to not use gas. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And she's like, yeah, you can. You're a strong woman. And I was like, I am a strong woman. I'm so strong. And I was so strong. No, but like, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. If you can't do it with the mask, that's fine. Whatever, it's fine. I don't need it. I just preferred. So I ended up getting 4 shots in the roof of my mouth, which are the ones that feel like they're literally stabbing you in the brain. 2 in the bottom palate, whatever it is. Probably not called palate, but the bottom part of my mouth, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, where each tooth was. And these shots are still swollen, especially this one right here. A couple on the roof of my mouth. It's just fun and fresh. And now that the teeth are removed, my S's sound even stupider than they did before, which makes me feel fantastic. But anyway, so I got 10 shots to get these teeth removed, and I was like, okay, cool. And they're like, okay, so now that you're finished, blah, 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 don't spit or rinse for 48 hours, 2 days. I was like, okay, got it. And I'm also not allowed to blow my nose because that could have blown the clots out of the top ones. So I wasn't allowed to do that for 48 hours. And they're like, so this numbing should last for quite a while. If you move around too much, it'll wear off faster, but if you like lay around, it should last for like several hours. I was like, oh, okay, cool. They're like, yeah, but before that happens, you should probably want to get some acetaminophen in, to like dull it up for afterwards. Don't take ibuprofen or whatever because that thins your blood and it will make the clots want to fall out or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. And my grandma actually went to school to be a dental assistant, so she was also like, don't you do the ibuprofen or the other ones, only acetaminophen, only Tylenol. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just do that. And so we left the dentist place just fine. I got some extra chapsticks. I love the chapsticks at my dentist's because they are like, they actually work. They don't have good flavor, but they don't have like bad flavor either. But they smell so good, and they don't dry your lips out on purpose, so you buy more because they're from the dentist. They're free. You take them. They're not getting profit off of it. So, anyways, besides the point. I left. I was feeling all right. I got these teeth out. I'm getting these braces started. I got some new chapsticks. I was like, feeling it. Literally like 2 minutes, 3 minutes after I left the dentist office, the numbing wore off. I could feel it. I could feel the throbbing of the blood in my mouth. I was not having a good time. I had the chipmunk cheeks, because you have all that gauze in there. They're filling up, and I'm like, not doing too hot. My dad's going through the ATM so he can go to Dollar General and get some acetaminophen because we didn't really have acetaminophen. We only usually get ibuprofen for whatever reason, whatever. And so he was going to go to that and get like some Mountain Dew or whatever else we were going to get, whatever. And I'm sitting there in the ATM going, ouch, and like I can't really talk because I have gauze all up in my mouth. And he's like, oh, I'm trying, and I'm like, and he's like, it wore off already? I'm like, yes, it sure did. And it hurts. It's not feel nice having these gaping wounds in my mouth. I don't like having extra holes in my mouth. It doesn't feel nice. But I was trying to be nice, because I was a little slap happy because like I'm like so weirded out by like not being able to feel my chin. Because like my chin is what gets the most numb. And I was like even more upset by the fact that I could not feel my chin nor my lip, but I could feel the actual wounds. Like why is the one part that needs to be numb the one part that's not still numb? Not okay. Rude. But so that was another thing that happened. We go and get the acetaminophen, whatever, blah blah. I'm trying to take the acetaminophen. I can't keep water in my mouth because I can't hold my mouth shut because I can't feel my lips still. So I spill water all down my front. Finally, I figure out how to tilt my head back so I can keep the water in my mouth and swallow these pills. Great time. We love that. And I'm sitting here in the car with a wet shirt and a mouth hurting. And I'm like, I can go home now. But then I had already told my dad, I was like, hey, can we get a movie? Because we'd already talked about seeing Deadpool 2 because it was out on disc or whatever. He was going to grab it and rent it from Family Video. And I had already said that I wanted to see it earlier that day, and he thought we wouldn't have time, and he thought I would want to be asleep after I got my teeth out. And I was like, no, I want to watch a movie. I'll watch a movie with you, whatever. So we actually still had to go to Family Video before we could go home. And I'm like, thankfully he was very fast, and I appreciate that very much. And then so we went home, and my grandma was there to hang out with my brother while I was getting my teeth removed, and she was talking me through it, and she's like, oh, it'll be better in a couple of days, blah, 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 talking about teeth. I had to switch out my gauze like 4 times because I was bleeding so much, and it hurt, and I was not doing too hot. And wouldn't you know it, the gauze got stuck on one of my brackets, and I literally could not get it untangled off of my bracket. And So then I'm like, Grandma, can you come help? And she comes in, she goes, what's the matter? And it's like hanging out of my mouth, blood. I'm like, and she goes, oh my. So I was like, it's stuck? And I'm like, She like tried to get it loose, and she was like, this is not happening. I said, She had to get scissors and like reach, and I had to hold my lip while she tries to reach in there with scissors and cut the gauze off of my brackets. I mean, what kind of luck? What kind of luck to have your freaking gauze get stuck on your brackets? I was not doing great. Anyway, so after that, I put in new gauze. It was okay. I wasn't bleeding as much after that. I was figuring it out. Went and watched Deadpool 2. Had a great time. Love that movie. It's so good. But then, the next day, school started up again. We had Tuesday off still because it was a teacher work day. Couldn't eat very well, obviously. And I was like, okay, I'll just pack like some pudding, yogurt, Jell-O, applesauce for lunch, you know? Stuff that gets easily consumed. And some water. Because they said I had to keep my fluids up. Also, I forgot to mention, me, next day, realizing that I got stank breath, you know, because it's in the morning, and I'm like, oh yeah, alright, time to brush your teeth, and I go, oh no, I cannot spit nor rinse for 48 hours. What do you do when you brush your teeth? Spit out the toothpaste. And I couldn't use mouthwash, because that's both rinsing and spitting. How am I supposed to contain breath smell, morning breath? I have to go to school and talk to people. I'm in choir. I have to sing, and my breath goes on the person in front of me for like 45 minutes. I was like, I can't. That's like one of my biggest things, is that I cannot stand the thought of being smelly, stinky. I don't ever want anyone to say anything to me about me not smelling good. So like, I wear perfume, sometimes I do lotion, not very often. I wash regularly, I brush my teeth, I eat mints, I'm all about making sure that I don't stink. That's like one of my, like, I don't want to say a phobia, because I actually have phobias and they're completely different than the feeling that you get from this. But it's just a very deep-rooted thing that I do not want to be known as someone that smells bad. So I was freaking out, genuinely freaking out, because I was like, my breath is gonna be whack. And like, I hadn't actually even smelled my breath to know that it was that bad, but like, I was just like, it's morning breath. There's no way it's okay. And so I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Anyways. That was a struggle. But my grandma had brought over some like protein shakes that have like extra nutrients and stuff in them. They were technically breakfast shakes that were strawberry flavored. And I was like, oh, thank you, Grandma, you're a lifesaver. At least I have something for breakfast, because I had recently got bagels. But you can't bite through bagels if you're missing your biting teeth. So I drink this breakfast drink, even though I really have a thing against strawberry milk, because there was an incident in 5th grade where there was a guy sitting next to me in the cafeteria who spewed strawberry milk through his nose. That was not good. I was somewhat traumatized, and literally I have issues handling strawberry milk ever since then. But I was doing it for this because I was like, I need to have some kind of sustenance. It has to happen. I just struggle, I guess. Story of my life. But, so I drank that, and then I go to the fridge to pack my lunch, and I realized that we only have applesauce. That's the only, like, soft, easily consumable thing that we had. And I was like, ooh. Great. So I got to pack 2 applesauces for my lunch that day, and a water. That was fun and fresh. I went to school and did not bring my acetaminophen with me, so the pills that I had taken that morning were worn off by like 11 o'clock lunch, and I was like, ouch, my mouth. It was fine. After school, usually I go and get my brother at 3:20, even though I get out at 2:40, so I kind of just chill in my car and jam for a while until it's time to go get him. But I was like, I cannot wait 40 minutes for more pills. My mouth hurts. So I was like, hey Dad, I'm gonna come home, eat some pills, and lay down. I've had a rough day, I'm really not feeling it. Could you please go get him? And he was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. Thursday, I got up, also could not brush my teeth. Oh, I forgot to tell you. On Wednesday, I have mints that I keep in my car because, like I said, I'm worried about stank all the time. So I actually have an extra deodorant, an extra perfume bottle, and mints that I keep in my car, just in case I happen to feel like I was needing a little refresher. So I grabbed a couple of those mints and stuffed them into my purse, and I was like, I'll eat those throughout the day. But, obviously I can't chew them. So, but I don't usually chew my mints anyways, but like I couldn't even really hold them against the roof of my mouth either because the roof of my mouth was still swollen from the shots. So that was fun, but I did find something to cover up my breath. It probably wasn't even that bad to start off with because I'd had a strawberry shake. Fruit doesn't always cover up bad smells, but I was like, oh, I'll put in a mint too, make sure that's blah, 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 whatever. Stop getting off topic, Storm. Thursday. Get up. Still can't brush my teeth. That's great. Blah, 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 blah. Pack up my applesauce, and actually we had yogurt then, so I packed up a yogurt, and we also had like mandarin oranges. I was like, I can probably manage those, so I packed those in my bag and another water. I was like, cool, okay, good, got it. Go to school. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to tell you. Wednesday, the biggest struggle that I had. Goodness, okay, so for my college classes, I have 2 college classes. I'm taking psychology, general psychology, and the second level of literature and composition. God, I'm struggling. Both of those had a textbook. I did not realize that the literature had a textbook until Tuesday when I was going to double check on the work that I needed to do. Realized that I needed to have the textbook by Wednesday so that I could write my half-page character analysis from one of the stories that was in the textbook. And I was like, ooh, great. But I hadn't worried about getting my textbooks because, one, I thought I could find a PDF of them online somewhere. Because I don't know, I thought I could be smart and sneaky, I guess. Also, I had talked to the guidance counselor beforehand, and she had said that because they were such general classes that a lot of people had probably taken, we probably already had the books in the library, and I wouldn't even have to worry about getting them. And I was like, cool. So, Tuesday, I realized I needed these textbooks, and I was like, alright, I'll just go look at the library, then I couldn't find a PDF, that's fine. Go to the library early Wednesday morning, and the library has neither of the textbooks that I need. I was like, great. So then I went to the guidance counselor after school, and I was like, so what do I have to do to get these textbooks? She was like, oh, they don't have them? And I was like, not in there. And she goes, oh, where? I thought they were. And I was like, well, it's okay. I probably, it's all on me anyways. I shouldn't have just gone off of someone's assumptions. I should have looked into it sooner. I should have, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I should have. I didn't, so. But she goes, oh yeah, you're going to have to go to the bookstore on campus at your college and get them through the bookstore and have them charge it directly to the school. Because for College Credit Plus, they pay for the textbooks and the classes because you're doing it in high school. So I was like, okay. I was like, I can't order them online. She goes, no, you have to go to the college because that's the only way they'll charge it directly to the school. And they don't reimburse students. And I was like, got it. So, like, I can't even get them from, like, a cheaper website, like Chag or something. And she was like, no, I wish we could, but nope, we have to get it through the school. I was like, cool. So now I have to drive all the way over to Lima on Monday, when this comes out, to get those books. But, in the meantime, the assignment that I had for that day could not get finished because I did not have the textbook. So, thankfully, that teacher happened to be a very nice, sweet, kind teacher and had said at the beginning of the class that you had 2 late passes throughout the year, so I had to use one of those already. Hoping I wouldn't have to use either of them so I could get 20 bonus points. Obviously that's not happening. Hopefully I can keep the other one, whatever. So that was a struggle, even though it was a super easy assignment too. Like literally, it's half a page, 6 to 8 sentences on a character from a book, like describing 3 of the character traits. And I was like, oh my God, if I could just find the stories. Anyways, back to Thursday. We actually had some okay food. I swallowed down another one of those strawberry shakes in the morning. Packed actual like soft foods. Get there and I don't think anything happened in the morning that I know of. But, I get to lunch and I go to grab my lunch, and I realized that my applesauce has busted in my lunchbox. The whole bottom of my lunchbox is soaked. There's a puddle of like apple juices in my locker. Great. It's all over everything that's in my thing. And we had a meeting about Makerfest at lunch that day, so we went and ate in the gym instead of in the normal cafeteria. And so we're all sitting in like bleachers eating. And I'm sitting here with my applesauce soaking onto the bench. I'm like, great. Got some napkins and the stuff to clean it up. Didn't get enough napkins. Didn't realize how big of a mess it was. Oh, got past that, whatever. Ate my applesauce, ate my yogurt, ate my oranges. And my friend beside me had ranch with her lunch, and she said that she thought it might have been expired because it smelled funny, and I was like, you're probably right, it does smell a little funky. And she must have, without knowing, when she opened the lid, got some ranch on my purse chain, and neither of us had any clue. Anyway, she'd already taken off. I was getting ready to leave. I was taking forever to leave because I was trying to finish my yogurt because I took so long cleaning up my stuff. It's a big struggle. You should be shoes. But I go put on my purse, and there's ranch on my chain, and it gets on my t-shirt sleeve. I'm like, great, because it stinks. And what did I just say? I have issues about being not good smelling. So I'm like, yes. Take some napkin, I wipe at it, and I'm like trying to like get it out of there, you know. I wrap my chain around my wrist, and I bundle up my books so I can like carry them to my next place. I'm trying to hold my lunch bags out here so I don't get my apple mess all over my outfit. I'm trying to get to my next class on time, which thankfully it's my journalism class, which is more laid back. There, I put down my stuff. I'm like, great. I told the people in the class, I was like, hey, by the way, I've got like ranch on my sleeve. It smells not good. So like, if you smell anything, it's not me. It's the mess on my shirt, and you know how it is. Or I was like, it's fine. It's whatever. Just calm down. It's okay. It's okay. Just calm down. And I'm like, I'm just having a rough time. My mouth hurts. At least this day I remembered my pills, so I took some more pills to try and tone that down a little bit. Went to watch my brother's football game. He got a flag. I was so proud. That day I went into my college classes again, and I had, we also have discussion posts they have to do each week. And I was like, oof, because the discussion post was also about the stories that were in the textbook, as well as chapter 1 of the textbook. And I was like, I still don't have this textbook. So I realized that because the discussion post thing said that all of the short stories that we were reading were about mother-daughter relationships. I was like, oh, okay. And in the, I think, agenda, it said the last names of each of the writers. So I was able to be a super sleuth. Yikes. And I went and found all 3 of the short stories that were in that textbook by looking up mother-daughter short story by blah blah last name. I was like, ooh, hopefully I can find them, and like there's not multiple people with the same last name that are writing about mother-daughter relationships. Oof. But thankfully I found all of those, so I was able to write that. And then they also had the discussion about 3 essays that were from the first chapter of the textbook. I was like, I don't have the textbook, I can't. So, and you can't see the rest of the discussion posts until you've already posted, which makes perfect sense, because like you could just make something up copying other people's words and post it and get your points, and that's not cool. So I understand why he did that, but I just wanted to find the titles of the stories, you know. So, but I wrote my first part of the discussion post about the 3 short stories because I had found them, and so I wrote that and posted it, and then I was able to see the other people's things, and thankfully people actually like used the titles of the essays when they were describing them, and the names of the authors. So I was able to find, it took me a long time to find a PDF of one of the essays, and then when I did, it also had like the first part of chapter 1, and I was like, bless you. And so I got to read like most of chapter 1 and then the 2 of the essays, and I had to find the 3rd essay on my own, which I did, and I was like, great. So then I could write my second part of the discussion. So I wish I would have looked at the discussion post beforehand so I could have seen what the stories were about, so I could have found the short stories to write the other thing and not had to use my late pass. But, you know, it is what it is. One thing, the passenger seat window in my car got left down, so, yeah, I had a wet seat. And so when I was driving up here to my mom's house, I had to sit on a wet seat when I was riding up here. I let my dad drive me up here because I don't like driving in Indiana, really. The roads are different. I had a very good lunch that day, so that was nice. I had a little pick-me-up. Good discussions with good friends, you know. Oh no, that night is when I dropped my phone in the toilet. Because I had been laying in bed and I felt my phone beneath me and it felt like it wasn't in my pocket. It felt like it was just like laying underneath my back. And so I assumed that it had fallen out. And then I went to go to the bathroom. I pat the one pocket where I usually keep it, where I thought it was, just to make sure that it wasn't in my pocket. Dumb me, didn't pat both pockets. Idiot. It turns out it was in the other one. Go over to the bathroom and it falls in the toilet. I'm like, great, pull it out, you know, take the case off, dry it off as I can. And it looks like to me like the screen might be a little weird. And I'm like, I turned it off, whatever, blah, blah, go put it in the rice like you're supposed to. Leave it there for 24 hours. Grab it today. And screen looks funky. It's great. Here, I'll show you, see if you can see. I don't know how they can focus, but you can see the lines. Oh, yeah, you can see the lines down the middle. It looks all funny. Love that, and it's like a duller light. Whatever, I can deal with it, I guess. Update. Someone was looking out on me. The world was shining, and somebody felt bad enough that they fixed my phone. It's all better now. So, thank you. Thank you. Oh, today during lunch I tried to actually eat like a sandwich and I could not bite into it. That's when I realized that these teeth missing was going to be quite an issue for some time. I was like, it wasn't even like a hard sandwich. It was literally just ham and cheese with lettuce and tomato on it. And it wasn't like toasted bread. It was still soft and everything. I could not bite through that lettuce. And I was like, that's so weak. I mean, it's literally a leaf. You can't bite through a leaf. So that hurt. Also, I had a headache earlier that day, so that was fun too. Hopefully that turns around soon. Or, I'm gonna have a rough time for a little while. And sorry if this video was a little bit boring. It's Saturday and I'm supposed to post on Monday and I didn't have anything else made, so this is what you get. Please enjoy a different background. This is my bed at my mother's house. That says my name. If you feel so inclined, I would love it for you to press the little subscribe button. There's even a link that you can press in the description to subscribe if you're really feeling it. And I would also love if you would turn on the little notification bell to know when I post, even though I will tell you now, I post Mondays. Usually probably pretty late. Definitely not towards the morning because I have school. So like after 3, probably more like 7 to 10-ish. With that, I bid you adieu till the next time you do. See ya.